Yesterday was the party of Luis because yesterday was his birthday, and
Oh,
everything
fantastic.
going turns very well. Mhm.
Very nice. How old is he now? 16, 17,
16,
18?
16.
Oh, incredible. People grow up fast.
Really? I can't believe it either.
Yeah, that's true. It's amazing. Let me welcome Mickey. Mickey, good morning. How are you today?
Hi, teacher. Good morning. I'm great, thank you. And you?
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Mitch was just telling me that you guys had a party, a family celebration yesterday or a couple of days ago.
Yesterday?
Yes, was yesterday.
Okay.
Was Louis' birthday.
Okay. Very nice. And well, today we have an interesting topic, which is a topic related to Facebook. It's one of the conversation questions that we um, can develop today. Facebook, as any other media, has some issues, right? These are standard questions that I took from a template, but some of them are like interesting, and some others I just eliminated. For example, let me show you. I'm going to share the screen. Okay, here. All right, so I'm going to share the screen. I took this from a template, but
Yeah.
I'm going to share it now. Okay, here. What is that? Okay, all right. Here I'm going to share, and let's go through these questions directly about Facebook. What's your general comment about Facebook, Mich Miky? Your general comment without specifying too much yet. What's your
Mm,
general idea?
a media which monopolize the social media of the internet.
Um, yeah, it monopolizes more or less the social media and the communications, the means of communication. How relevant is it for our lives now, Mickey or Mitch? How relevant is Facebook now? How important it is?
Um, I consider the Facebook is so important because uh, now almost all people is on Facebook. So I think that is something good, but at the same time, it's something bad.
Okay, which are the pros that you see in Facebook, and which are the cons that you see in Facebook, Mitch, Mickey?
The pros, the people tend to be more communicated and informed of the things that are happening fastly. And the cons could be that the addiction that people could have. They post their photos, and if that have so many likes, they turn pretty sad. Which more? They tend to believe in everything that they read on internet, in this case Facebook, and this is truly bad also. Fake
Well, this
news.
that you're saying, yeah. Well, this happens in internet and this happens in the newspaper and in the academic journals. That happens everywhere. Actually,
Mhm.
the validity of the source is a major concern everywhere, everywhere, even in international news, even in history books, actually. And to give you an example, let me ask you a question, and this is with good intention, of course. How did we lose our territory, Mickey?
Mm, in Mexico,
Yes.
uh, well, the story says that Santana sold the the north part of the country.
Yeah, that says in the history books, right? Since
Mm-hmm.
we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is what it says in the Mexican history books. If you read the American history books, they just say that they had an invasion that was not provoked, and that as a war penalty, they took more than 50% of our territory. Like if
Oh,
you read now in that World War II, what happened with Germany? Well, they invaded Poland. Why? Because they thought that they didn't have enough space and they needed more territory, and they just decided to invade Poland and then Russia and then Europe, and then they. So the source is different, right? So
Hmm.
Yeah.
the source, the source's validity. And I remember that when I was a kid, one day my dad said, "Well, what you read in history books is not true." I says, "Oh, that is a capital sin. That's infamy. How can my dad say
Mm.
this?" Right? He's
Hmm.
Yeah.
questioning the history books. What my teachers in this sacred institution say is not true. That was a strong strike to my um, to my conscience. So I
Hmm.
said, "How can it be?" And then I tested it, and then I validated it with historians, not with just with historians that devoted their complete life to history, and they confirmed that what history books and math and many other books write is like in Facebook now, may or may not be valid, or may not be true. So the source's validity is one important question that Mitch is mentioning and you are mentioning for Facebook. So let's go to the questions, please. Then here are some of the questions. Do you want to alternate or maybe ask and answer for yourselves, Mickey, Mitch, please?
Yes, sure. Do you have Facebook account? Yes.
Okay. What about you, Mitch?
If I have Facebook account,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Then let's continue. Let's scroll down, please, Mickey or Mitch.
How often do you check your Facebook account? Uh, Actually, when if we're not doing anything, if I'm bored, I tend to open Facebook to see memes.
Okay. Very good. How about you, Mickey?
um, yeah. Usually, I check my Facebook account um, several times in the day because normally used for selling the different things that I'm selling. So I need to check it out constantly.
Okay, that's interesting. I check Facebook also like sometimes 2 or 3 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
There are days when I don't check it at all. So 2 or 3 days pass without checking, but sometimes I check it 2 or 3 times, 4 times a day. So it depends. When I publish something, I normally check if people have made comments or not.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's more or less when I check it. And also when I'm bored or lazy, I just go through Facebook, and yeah, that's it. That's it. Well, how many friends do you have on Facebook? How about you, Mitch? Approximately
I don't know, maybe 500.
500. Wow, okay. It's not very many compared to other people who have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people.
Oh yes, but there's a lot of people that accept every people that send them. Uh, how can I say
Requests.
solicitud a request? Yes,
Yes,
and they don't even know them.
that's very true and very important too.
And okay, I don't talk with my 500 friends of Facebook, but there are people that I met, and we know each other at least.
Okay, that's an interesting comment. What about you, Mickey? Thanks, Mitch.
Um, I'm not the best example, but I around 2,000.
2,000.
Yeah. The issue here was that my dad created my account since probably 2010, 2011, and I didn't know how to use it, and uh, I saw requests and I accept all of them, and then I wanna create a new Facebook because I thought that I had a lot of people that I don't know, but at the end I said, well, I have an advantage that because I'm selling things, there could be more people who could see those things. So at the end, I maintain my Facebook.
They are potential clients, right?
Yeah, it's a good part.
That's true. All right. Well, what do you do on Facebook, Mitch or Mickey?
Uh, See memes or view some news, but I have to. But the news not so often because I have to see in other pages if that new is real.
Okay. What about you, Mickey?
Normally used for selling because for chatting with my friends I use WhatsApp or Messenger. But normally I only use for selling things.
Right. What I normally do is I write ads about the school promotionals and
Hmm.
also write ideas about issues that I think or consider mostly political, well, with a political content, not that vote for this party, vote for that party, but of my own perspective. For example, just recently, I published a little bit sarcastic comment. There is a philosopher, Jürgen Habermas, who is a a German philosopher from Germany. He's German, uh, and he had a very interesting story about a philosophical theory called positivism, which states that you connect everything with reality. And he criticizes that because he says that we also have a spirit, we have a imagination, we have many things which are not tangible. And he reduces most of his theory to two concepts: that there should be a technique, everything that you can, any type of knowledge that you use to construct anything, the technology that you use to build, to design videos, to design marketing strategy, to design a house, to build an airplane, anything is called technique. But you cannot use that indiscriminately, like with artificial intelligence, to eliminate people's jobs. So you create a robot and then you don't need people anymore because that creates unemployment, and those people which are unemployed will generate violence because they need to eat, they need to survive. So he says that we shouldn't create technology just to dominate the world. He says that technology must have a human base also, not only create technology just to dominate the world. So he says that we must be ethical. And the sarcastic comment that I made, that I put in Facebook, was that in Mexico we only need two things: that we just need to develop our technique or technology and to develop ethics. In other words, that the
Hmm.
only things that we need, we don't have them in Mexico, right? It's a little bit
Yeah.
sarcastic and
Yes.
exaggerated, but well. So that is the type of things that I write occasionally, not always. And of course, sometimes people respond, sometimes people don't. Sometimes people write me in WhatsApp, "Hey, what you wrote, I think this and that." But that's what I use Facebook for, really, no more than
Oh,
that. But well, it's like a political device to express my opinion, only for that.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, of course.
Well,
I sometimes also do that kind of things, and it's
and what
entertaining.
and what is the response of your friends or family or your relatives, Mitch? How do
Oh,
they react to your thoughts?
usually I tend to be pretty sarcastic with everything I wrote. Then tend to be like things funny, funny things. No,
Okay,
not that serious.
okay, very nice. Well, let's see. There is another question here. What's the best thing about Facebook, in your opinion, Mickey?
Mm, probably the best thing of Facebook is that you can use it for, well, it's the best thing and the worst thing at the same time. You can see the pictures of people that you probably haven't seen in so many years, or people that you only remember of, I don't know, high school or something like that. But at the same time, it's a disadvantage because I know of people who took those information to bad things, but probably that will be a good part.
Okay, very interesting. How about you, Mitch? Thank you, Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing of Facebook. Maybe the read of the opinions of the people. I tend to understand different points of views and the means.
Okay. So read the opinion of people who have what?
Different points of
A different
views
view?
in every subject.
Okay. On every subject. And the memes, right? Yeah, I love the memes too. They're so funny. Some of them are just amazing. Which is the best meme that you recall having seen in Facebook, Mitch or Mickey?
The best meme?
Yeah, that you remember. That you say, "Oh, I saw this meme, and that was just amazing." That you remember.
Oh, I there's something that I like very much. Well, it's not in fashion anymore, but it's like you know the movie of the Incredibles.
Yeah,
Yeah, the meme is about the father, Mr. Incredible, that first is happy and the situation and the right outside is happy. Then he it's changing his face to one very sad and very uh, trauma traumatized. Every situation changes to even worse. You can share it in the Mr. Engrave meme, and there's going to be a lot of examples
okay.
for the last meme.
All right, very good. Do you remember any memes, Mickey, from internet, from Facebook that you recall that are funny?
Mm, obviously, I've seen so many memes, but uh, at this time, I don't remember one specifically. Um, sometimes I've seen memes of uh, about political context and about politics here in Mexico, and they're so funny because it is funny, but at the same time, it's like, oh, jeez, that's the truth at the end.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. I remember one. It was not political. It was biblical. Biblical. It was very funny. Very funny. It was about two dinosaurs
Mm-hmm.
that were in an island,
Mm-hmm.
and they were very sad, right? Like they were crying. And this talks a little bit about uh, what was that? There were two dinosaurs, and the Noah's Ark was just leaving, and all the animals were waving goodbye, right? Like the elephant was waving goodbye, and there was another elephant here, the female elephant, and all of the animals were saying goodbye to the dinosaurs. There was the giraffe, right?
Hmm.
And every animal was saying waving goodbye, and the dinosaurs here were shedding tears, right? Tears. They were a bit sad, and they were all saying goodbye, bye, 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 bye. All the animals, right? The giraffe, male and female giraffe, and in Noah's Ark. And so the dialogue is so funny. What they say here, right? So they say something like, uh, "Oh, geez, so it was today."
They forgot it.
Oh,
It's- exactly, they forgot, and consequently, the dinosaurs got extinct. Right? They forgot about
Yeah.
it.
oh.
Yeah, and it provokes those feelings to the students, to the people who watch it, right, who see it. So it was today, and the ark left. Well, this is one that I remember very clearly because sometimes we forget important things, and the race goes extinct. Right? Well, that happens. Okay, let's go to another topic. What's something you don't like about Facebook? You already said something, Mickey. I don't know if you want to go deeper or express some other ideas that you don't like about Facebook.
Hmm. Uh, something that I don't like of Facebook is that there are a lot of information of different people, probably from myself too. And I know that there could be people who takes those information, take this information to bad things. So I think that it's the biggest problem. A part of that, I know that there are some theories, and I'm almost sure that Facebook sells our information because at the end, the service of Facebook is free. Only you see sometimes advertisements, but I know that the main how, how, the main income of Facebook is selling the information to the enterprises.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you, Mickey. Mitch, what do you think? Please.
What's the best thing about Facebook?
No, no, no. What's something you don't like about Facebook?
Something you don't like about Facebook. Um, well, as I said, the fake news that people tend to believe in so many things, even if they don't check if it is real or not. Also, happens to many women. Also, some men that random people, everyone can send you a message, and people tend to, how can I say, estafar?
To defraud.
To try to be fraud with innocent people or harass in the context of sexually to people, and it's pretty disgusting.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's something that can happen. Well, this leads us to the following question, which I'm sure everyone has had problems on Facebook. I'm going to tell you a problem that I had with Facebook. When was this? Well, some years ago, many years ago. I had a friend that was apparently was Russian. Well, I think was Russian, and was a woman, a lady that seemed to be pretty interesting, pretty nice, this and that and that and that. And I was learning Russian, so I says, well, a nice person that I can practice Russian with, and this. So first began with a very friendly and warm conversation. Then said something like, there is a cell phone, Galaxy, this and that. Can you get that for me? I says, well, wait, I'm not an agent or I'm not a broker. And then I started like to reject that type of requests and try to maintain the conversation, not on a commercial level or as a broker or as an agent, but as a friend.
Mhm.
And then the person started to become more and more demanding, and the behavior was rude, and ended up using a vocabulary that I said at the end. I said to her, "You know what? You look like a KGB agent, not like a woman." And I said that because I meant it.
That's great.
And
Yeah.
that was the end of the conversation. And then I blocked this person. But yeah, I started to talk to me like if she was a KGB, and not a she, like if she was a he, like a male KGB agent. I says, well,
Hmm.
who are you, right? And then
Mhm.
I decided to block this person. And then I decided, well, this is foolish. I'm talking to a person like Mitch just said, a person that I have never met. I don't know if it's a man, if it's a woman, if it's a machine. I don't know if he's from the government or if it's, I don't know who that is. What am I doing talking with a person like this? Because the conversation became really aggressive and rude. And then no, I says, what am I doing with a person I don't know like this? This is a
Yes,
problem that I had in Facebook a long time ago.
absolutely.
How about you guys?
Yeah, that tend to happen sometimes. Hmm. For example, there used to be a woman, or I don't know if that was a woman that sent me a random. Apparently, was from Argentina. Was
Right.
pretty recent, and okay, they talked to me with about stuff that I like, some cartoons. That okay, I didn't add her as a friend, but it was then randomly she sent me, or she, I don't know. Do you want money? What? Yes. Do you win a lot of money? And I wanted to ask that kind of things. Okay, the only thing that you have to do is send me this, and I'm going to invert you, revert your money, and I don't know. Well, it was pretty funny because, like, you are really think that I'm pretty dumb to fail and something like that, and I blocked her. But
Okay.
it happens a lot.
Well,
Uh,
that was very intelligent. What you did was very intelligent because people ask you for money, they're gonna give you a high percentage, and then they simply cheat on you, right? They cheat on you.
mhm.
They cheat on you, and okay, very interesting. Very smart that you blocked this person. How about you, Mickey? Thank you, Mitch.
Um, I don't remember. Normally, I don't talk with people who I don't know for the same reason because I know a lot of um, fake profiles and now that I'm selling things, I can notice almost instantly because the picture they used is like how can I say um, something that not is normal. Well, for example, I don't know. Let's imagine an Italian woman, and it appears that lives in Iztapalapa or something like that. You know,
Yeah,
and you can notice that she's in I don't know in the Eiffel Tower, and it appears that she lives in Iztapalapa, and that is from Miami. You know, a lot of things that you can notice, and it's like, oh my God, she is not who appears to be. So at the end, I don't like to talk with people who I don't know for the same reason.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, very, very true. Very true. Okay, so that's important to understand because people get swayed, and because it's normal human condition to be greedy, right? Greedy. If somebody tells me invest 500 pesos, and I will invest in, I will put the money in a profitable organization, and I am going to return 1,000 pesos. You say, wow, that's good money. I'm going to make 500 pesos for free just by investing the money. Yeah, well, the thing is that only only 50% of the sentence is true, right? And that is that you invest the 500 pesos,
Yeah,
but they don't send you anything back. They just put it in the pocket and they say, well, one more that I cheat on. And I have known many people, friends, cousins that say, well, what happened? I invested this money and I never saw a cent. Right? But many, many people, I say, well,
Mhm.
yeah. I have friends that uh, did the same, and I don't know how it's possible that people believes in those things. I remember one friend. He has the same age uh, than me, and one day he told me that he was investing in in Bitcoin, and I was like, "Oh, okay, it's good." And at the end, he told me the uh, how can I say the performance that he will get or
the profit.
the profit, and it was something that it's unbelievable. And a part of that, it was the moment where all the cryptocurrencies uh, were going down, and it was like, how, where do you invest? Do you invest this? And he told me about the page, and I searched that page on Google, and it appears that it was a how can I say like a ghost enterprise or something that was illegal, and at the end, obviously, they stole their money.
Wow.
His money, sorry. Yeah, and it was around. I remember he convinced his mom, to invest too, and I thought that they invest 20,000.
Wow, 20,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. And people get, well, the thing is greed. People get greedy,
Yeah.
and that is very dangerous. mean, it's human condition. I repeat. It's not like, oh, that's something from the Martians. No, that's very, very
No,
human
just
that we are
normal.
greedy.
Yeah.
I am greedy myself, except that I try to be objective. I try to be smart and cunning. Cunning is the word. If you are not
What is
cunning, if you
cunning?
don't, cunning, astuto,
Ah, yes.
cunning, you need to be suspicious at times, not always, because sometimes people are very credible. You see people that you say, well, I don't have to second guess what he or what she's saying. I just believe him because she is old, or because he or she is a friend, or is a relative, is my brother, my sister, well, I have no sisters, my mother. Um, I don't second guess. I am not suspicious. But a person that I don't know very well, that has very strange propositions, business propositions mainly, I try to be cunning. I try to be distant, and I analyze things very carefully because there are so many things like what we're chatting about, right? So okay, very good. Thank you very much, Mitch Mickey. Are you guys well known on
Sure.
Facebook?
Sorry?
Are you guys well known on Facebook? People
What do you
identify
mean?
you. Well known? Are you
Mm,
famous? Famous on Facebook? And famous with your friends, with the family? People identify you or locate you easily on Facebook?
yeah.
Well, I think so. I tend to be every time that I born, I to be share a lot of things with a random comment, and I have currently I have a photo of a cow into in a little car, and I think that's pretty identifiable. And I have my name that I tend to use my second name to be less how can I say less common.
Okay. What is
Yeah,
that? Elian is your second name, right?
Elian. Mhm.
Um, well, if I talk about popularity, let's say that the three of us write a sentence, the same sentence today. Let's say that it's a sentence that we quote from Einstein. Einstein said, uh, study every day, or whatever he has said. I don't remember any phrases. How many likes are we going to have tomorrow or in the next 3, 4 days? Which is a measure of popularity, right? I don't know if it's the best one, but how many likes? How many likes are we going to have on a similar line that we write on our wall? They call it wall, right? How many do you expect to have, Mitch, on something that is more or less interesting? Let's say that you say something very interesting today with the three of us, and we say the same thing, more or less. How many likes are we going to have in a couple of days?
Mm, probably 40 or 50.
40 or 50 likes. Okay, well, that's significant. How about you, Mitch?
Mm, right, if we were to know well, uh, yes, between 10 to 50, 10 to 70, I
10
think.
to 50. Okay, well, that's a good number. I probably get 5. I'm not extremely popular in Facebook, and it's because also because I'm not also very active, and
It's normal.
some of the things that I write are not too appealing to everyone. I'm not saying that they are very exclusive or anything. Sometimes they it's something like I can like philosophy, and maybe somebody finds philosophy boring, or I can like basketball and people will say, well, I prefer football, etc. But yeah, maybe between 5 and 10. I have had I once published a picture of my mom when she got her doctoral degree and got 90 likes, because I said, well, and she got upset because I revealed her age. I said, it's remarkable that a woman at her 90 years old, or 80, she's becoming 80, she's completing her doctoral degree at 80, and this and that. I put lots of flowers in the writing, and she got upset because you are disclosing my age.
Mhm.
Hmm.
but I got like 80, 90 likes in that publication. But not, I mean, not 100 or not 200. That's the most I have got.
Yeah.
Uh, well, let's go to the next question. Do you, obviously, you chat on Facebook, don't you?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. What is the worst story? And I will tell you one that I recently learned about. What is the worst story that you have heard or the worst problem in Facebook that you are aware of, Mitch, Mickey?
On Facebook.
Yes, yes, yes. A problem that resulted because of Facebook.
Uh, well, when I was uh, in the preparatory,
Yes.
uh, there was a girl who had her boyfriend, right, and one friend that was, well, he's not my friend, but he's something that he was my classmate in
Okay.
that time, and he was friend of this girl. One day he took her cell phone and he goes to, you know that in Messenger you can chat with yourself or sending your things to yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And yeah, and she had pictures of her. Uh, I would think that she sent to his boyfriend or something. And what he did, it was something bad, but he took those pictures and sent it to friends of him through Messenger. So it was a big disaster in the school because obviously it was something illegal, and there was a huge problem in that time.
Wow.
Imagine that.
So he took the cell phone of another person that was not his account and
Mm-mm.
sent pictures. Who was in the pictures?
The
Himself or her?
pictures, no, of the girl, and the pictures were she naked.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that was a big issue.
Well, you know what? That could have been very, very serious.
Hmm.
Who told me recently? I think Mitch told me about a case in Colegio Atenas recently. Well, I don't know how recent that is, but about this priest, right, that was sent to prison, I believe,
Mm-hmm. Was
for
like maybe the 2016.
16. It's already.
I was in first of secondary.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
2016. So that's already 7 years that has been there.
there's a lot, very very a lot. Hmm. And
Wow.
I think the price is still in jail.
Oh no, really? Oh, that's it's.
I'm not very informed in the current situation of that, but I think so.
Yeah, I have a classmate at Jean Piaget who's a teacher. He's a very good guy. Probably you know him, Mitch, because he knows he's a teacher at Atenas too. His name is Gabriel. He's a good guy. He teaches
Mm,
Spanish here,
it
and
sucks.
he
But,
knows your mom because he says that she's the coordinator of primary school, I think.
Yeah,
mhm,
Okay, so yeah, yeah, he's familiar with the name because I says, well, I don't, I have the wife of a good friend who was there. Oh yeah, what's her name? Oh, her name is Miss Marta. Ah yeah, of course, she's the coordinator of primary school in Athens. Ah okay, and we started talking about many things because he's a good friend. He's a good. Pretty good person. Gabriel is the name of the teacher. He
mhm.
teaches Spanish at Jean Piaget, but I don't know what he teaches in Athens. And he said to me about this priest, and I said to him, "Well, but he's free now." And he says, "No, he's still in prison." I go, how can it be? Just because something that a person says, I think. Well, talking about Mickey's friend or Mickey's classmate, the similar thing could have happened if he
Mhm.
was a minor. Well, he could have been drastically reprimanded and maybe not sent to prison or something, but he could have been expelled from the school. Believe me, he could have
yeah.
been easily expelled from the school.
The advantage or disadvantage for him is that teachers and the director didn't know about it. Everything was just uh, in the classroom because he sent it to people who were in the same classroom. But obviously, she knew at the end, and I think that she talked with obviously with her parents, and they talked with all the group, and yeah, it was not the better story.
Yeah, pretty intense. Incredible. There is a similar situation now going on, just developing here in this school. And what happened here? Well, recently, 2, 3 days ago, one of the teachers that is now working for us in the language center, whose
Hmm.
name is Chris, he's a very smart kid, very smart and good teacher and very serious. He has his girlfriend and he's a very serious young man. He's very young. And because he's young and he's charming and this and that, obviously some of the high schoolers have are fond of him. Well, there is this young lady that started to upload pictures of him in her Instagram account with, as Mitch was saying here, or you, Mickey, I don't know who said this, it has some sexual content. And he came to me because he says to me, hey, teacher Edgardo, Juan Edgardo, one of the students told me this about this girl. She's uploading Instagram pictures of me and she's saying things that I didn't say. She's doing this and that and that. You think I should tell the coordinator? I told her, yes, of course. And I would go immediately because this
Yeah,
can
of course.
spread like fire,
Hmm.
uh, particularly in the social media. Anything that appears slightly wrong, like the situation of the priest at Athens, right? Spreads like fire. So in hours, there will be 50 people talking about this, and one day it's going to be 200 people, and one week is going to be 2,000 people. And if you are not lucky, the investigators will come after you, and you will be put in trial. Right. So I says, you better tell the coordinator. The
Oh,
coordinator didn't do anything. She says, oh, that's the natural response because you're a charming guy. Well,
Oh.
that's close to nothing. So she made this comment in a group of teachers that went for breakfast yesterday. And then one of the teachers said to him, well, you know what? This may become a serious issue. Tell the owner of the school. Send her a message and tell that you told the coordinator, but the coordinator didn't do anything, and so that she be warned that there may be a potentially dangerous situation. Potentially, because as you said, Mickey, it can't stop there. If it
Hmm.
stays there, all right, no problem, nothing happened. But what happens if it escalates? And you know that things like this, Mitch, Mickey, can escalate. and and if this
It's so
escalates,
easy.
yeah, exactly. So he says, well, yeah, I'm gonna call the owner of the school. And I think he was gonna do it last night. So yeah, things can escalate dramatically through social media.
Yeah, mm, I think that now is it's so difficult to be teacher because I can notice with my parents, I can notice uh, with teachers, and if one girl says something, doesn't matter if it's true or not. The odds that teacher will win that case or will believe in him or her is so difficult. Everybody believes just in the kids or in the people who say that.
Well, you have a good number of people in the family and friends and so on, right? Teacher
Yeah.
Bobby is also a teacher, so ask him, chat with
Hmm.
him, and your dad, your mom, obviously. I have been a teacher for a number of years, and when I was beginning as a teacher at Tecna Monterrey 25, 27 years ago, in 1995, it was my debut as a teacher. I was young,
Hmm.
and that I got my schooling. I graduated over there. So many things. One of the funniest things is that there was this girl constantly coming close and close, and I was walking backwards, and she was coming forwards me every day. Teacher, I have a question about the homework, and she was coming very close, and I was coming back and back and back, like if she was chasing me, right? But
Hmm.
walking, of course. And it was so funny because one day I looked beyond her on her back. The students were all of them, like 25, 30 students with a pair of eyes just looking at me and how I reacted. So it
Mm,
was a prepared sketch, right? They were sending the girl just to have fun and see how I reacted to her constant approach. Then I say, "Oh God damn!" So sorry for the word, right? So they are having fun to see how I react to this situation. And yeah, it's you need to be very careful. And well, in the past it was only boys, the teachers, the male teachers. Now uh, is for example in this situation with the teacher and the student, she needs to be she needs to be careful because the opposite can be true, right? The teacher can set a complaint, and I
mhm.
told him later, look, you know what, if there is a situation you can also set up a complaint and you can have the girl expelled from the class because that's harassment as well. She's making use of your private property, which is your pictures. And I mean, you have a girlfriend, and if she finds out, she can create that can create problems. I don't know if you think this can become serious or not. What do you think? Or you think it's a funny thing of a kid? What's your opinion about this, Mickey, Mitch?
About the case that you said.
Yeah, you think, ah, it's a kid's joke. It's nothing. It's not important, or it can be something serious. Just because a kid does something, is that
Mhm.
only a minor thing? Is it's just for fun? Because kids have entered schools and have executed 20 kids in the US. Oh, it's a kid. No, you cannot say it's just a kid, right? What do you think
Yeah,
about this issue?
Mm,
I will say that it's uh, it's more dangerous because he's a kid. Because people and there are a lot of groups that defend all those kinds of cases. Doesn't matter if they are truth or not, and they destroy a person in different ways. For the same reason because they could start talking about things that uh, it wouldn't happen, but at the end, that makes viral, and in social media, it's so easy to create those things viral. That creates a biggest problem.
Exactly, exactly. Very good comment, Mickey. Thank you. Mitch, what do you think?
I think that doesn't matter of the age of the people who told you that kind of things. Well, it's more controversial if it is a minor. I think we don't have to minimalize that kind of thing. Better to have the acceleration of the things before to have worst problems because in the social media the rumors and the news spreads like the fire that you said, and it's better to investigate and clarificate all this stuff before something forced.
Yeah, yeah, that you say is incredibly important. You need to clarify items immediately as soon as possible. Um, okay, well, interesting topic, interesting topic. Now, the next question, which I'm sure that you have a policy for this. I was not clear about this myself a while ago, but now I am clear. Do you accept any friend request?
What?
Mm, no, in the past I did it because I was more young and I was more full in a way. But now I don't think that it's necessary to have a lot of friends because apart of that, there are people who you're not gonna talk with them. It's so difficult that you're gonna talk with 2,000 people or to 1,000 people. It is impossible. So at the end, it's like, why do you want to be my friend? At the end, uh, we're not gonna talk and we're not gonna do nothing.
Yeah, that's a good comment. Yes. What about you, Mitch? Thank you, Mickey.
Uh, well, when same as Mickey, when I was younger, I tend to accept a lot of people, any random who sent me a friend, and and I go to have like 150 500, no 1500 friends. And some, when I got older, I said no, this is not necessary. And it took me like 4 hours, but I eliminate all the people that I didn't know. uh, in the current times, I just accept people who I know, or at least have a little conversation. Of if I don't meet them in personal, I tend to accept them if we share a moment, in or a good moment in a game. Or currently, I'm making a I'm collaborating with people in a comic. We want to publish in these days, but there are some parts of the Latin America, but we have to talk with them to get agreed in some things and things like that.
Okay. 3 or 4 years ago, I went to Cuba to play a chess tournament in May. It was a very nice tournament. I played that in Santa Clara, which is a nice city in Cuba. As a result of that, I made a lot of Cuban friends, mainly on chess, which is a game that I like very much. And what turned out is that lots of people from Cuba started to send me invitations, and I started to accept them. And one day I says, "Well, I have over 200 people that are only in chess, but same as Mickey. I never talk to them. I never chat. I don't know their ideology, their political affiliation, their likes, dislikes, their education. I don't know anything about them. All I know is that they like chess. But even if we like the same game, that doesn't mean anything, because I started to do the same as you, Mitch. I started to clean up the account, and I still have to continue because I still have lots of people who shouldn't be in my contact list. I don't even know if who they are, if that is a fake profile also. So I think, um, of course, I don't have any sensible information. I don't work for the government. I don't have use of exclusive technology. I really don't have any sensible or confidential information. So that I would say I need to protect. Well, I don't need to protect anything because I don't have anything that needs to be protected, other than my privacy, of course. But yet, uh, I mean, people can link me through other people that work with sensible information, like one of my brothers. He works in a German company in the US, and they handle very sensible information. So I was thinking, well, that can cause a problem to my brother if they start to spy my brother through me, right? They know where
Mhm.
they work, what he does, where he is, what projects he has had, and this and that. So I said, well, that's not fair for him, because maybe they don't have anything to look for me because I'm not hiding anything. I don't work with sensible information. But other people, or even people who are connected with me that work in sensible information, and then I says, well, I need to protect them also, not only myself. So I says, well, I'm gonna clean these people during this vacation, and that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, and I quit accepting any friends anymore. I don't do that anymore, because he's not only responsible towards me but also towards my friends.
Mhm.
So I say, well, it can be dangerous. But well, that is an interesting question. How about the albums, Mickey or Mitch?
Mm,
Mm,
albums?
Albums. It says, can you read the question, Mickey, please?
yes. How do you protect your album privacy on Facebook?
No, the previous one, please. Do you
Ah,
have?
do you have any private album that no one of your friends can see?
Nah.
No, normally the pictures that I take, I don't know, for my uh, family trips or something like that, I just maintain in my cell phone. I don't upload anything.
You don't upload things like pictures
No.
or.
Hmm.
Ah, how about you,
Um,
Mitch? Think.
well, about the published post things, I'm not very active on that. The things that I tend to post sometimes are pretty innocent or pretty dumb, and usually everything is public. I don't have anything to worry about.
Okay, I see. Yeah, here. All right, thank you for questions here. Let me see, where is that? Oh, I deleted it. Okay, here. What did I do? Okay, I think I deleted some of the questions that I wanted to include here. How often? How many friends? What's the best thing? Facebook. That's it. Okay, which are some of the privacy concerns using Facebook? That's a good
Sharing.
question. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Which are some of the? Let me share. Give me a second.
Thank
Which are some of the privacy concerns that we have in Facebook?
you.
Privacy concerns
What
or
means
worries.
concerns?
What do preoccupations?
Ah,
Which are some of the privacy preoccupations or worries that people have
uh,
using
their
Facebook?
location.
The location. Okay. Why would that be a problem? And I noticed that this is true, Mitch. Some people worry, I don't want to reveal my location. But why? Why people don't want to reveal their location?
Maybe the parano, paranoia,
Paranoid? Yeah,
paranoia
paranoia.
have random people could have that information to do something bad for you. I know if you don't have anything to worry about, if you are a normal person, you don't have to worry about. But what about the people get into a bad negotiations, or girls that tend to upload a lot of photos and the random people have the information of her location. It could be pretty dangerous. um, Things like that. I think it's the constant paranoia is contagious, but it's better to care about ourselves. I think.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, sometimes we reveal much more than we wished, and that is sometimes against our own interest, right? So revealing too much can't work against us. Against us. Very good. Thank you, Mitch. What do you think, Mickey? The privacy concerns.
Mm, uh, family concerns. Mitch, can you decrease your volume, please? Um, I would say that, for example, there are people who there are a lot of people who doesn't have the maturity to have a Facebook account. I think so because sometimes there are kids that they are using Facebook, and on Facebook, in Facebook, you know that you can see things that probably are not for all the ages, and you can see issues that are not too appropriate for kids, and obviously, as I said, kids doesn't have the maturity to use it, and apart of that, sometimes they upload pictures of them, and people can notice that they are kids, and obviously they could take a lot of advantage of it. Bad people, obviously, but I would say that.
Okay. And now this is a hard question to ask because I know that you are young, and sometimes when I was young, I wanted to avoid at certain time. I don't remember when I was 16 or 17,
Hmm.
18, I wanted to avoid so much parental supervision because I wanted to be free in quotation marks. I didn't take my parents' supervision as protecting me, as a protection, but I took it as an intrusion. I said, oh, they want to intrude in my private life. So I tried to avoid too much parental supervision. And of course, every family is different, every person is different, etc. But the question in general, it's a general question. How much should parents supervise their kids' accounts or their kids' activity? So the general question is, how much do parents have to supervise kids' Facebook activity? With obviously with the intention of protecting them, right?
Hmm.
It's not that they want to interfere or be intruders in the privacy of the kid. It's for protection.
Mhm.
How much should they supervise? How much should they be on their kids? Because that can create conflict. It created conflict when I was a kid. Of course, there was no Facebook back then, but I wanted to just be free. I arrive home anytime I wanted, this and that. I didn't like supervision too much, but now, as an adult, as a parent myself, I know that sometimes it's necessary. But to how much, to what extent, how much?
Oof. I think this is a complex question. First of all, the kid doesn't have to have a Facebook, but in the case that they have it, yeah, I think they have to supervise a lot of things, but also the parents have to understand the context of the kids, or even normal others a teenager are saying, because there's could be a lot of things that could apparently to be bad, but if you understand the context, are actually pretty innocent or kind of funny. Um, mm, what age? Mm, well, I met some kids that have Facebook around of 8 years old. And maybe to stop supervision. Mm, what do you think about maybe?
Well, imagine, like Mickey says, Mitch. Imagine an 8-year-old kid that has access to absolutely everything. What do you think?
No, it's very dangerous to kid have a Facebook. The parents have to supervise it like a lot of times. Also, the parents have to understand the context that the kid are saying, as I told you.
Yeah, but the question then, and I like your question very much. I believe it's a very intelligent comment what you're saying. But how? How do you understand the context of a kid?
Maybe to get into the things that your kid are saying, are looking at, if it is very dangerous or is actually innocent but kind with a humor pretty weird.
Okay, I believe that is an incredibly smart suggestion. Not everyone, not every parent uses this because I think it's easier to use humor to be part of the kids' activities. Okay, great suggestion, Mitch. Thank you very much. How about you, Mickey? What do you think?
Um, well, I think that it's necessary to really take attention to the things that kids and young people do, and more in social media, because, as I said, there are a lot of things uh, that are not from their age, adequate, accurate to their age, and that could cause a big problem. So, I would prefer to uh, forbid, or how can I say prohibit,
To forbid, yes,
yeah,
forbid.
to forbid young people use social media. There are a lot of things in cell phone that they can use, and probably that are more accurate for their age. For example, here the person who helped us to clean the house, and sometimes
Yes.
his daughter come with her, and she's only sitting in the sofa, and she just looking TikTok all time, and sometimes I'm near of her, and probably I'm doing my homework or whatever in the laptop, and I've heard the things that she's listening. Is like, oh my god, how is possible? She's, I don't know, 5 or 6 years old, and she's looking things that above that are so so stupid, you know. And it's like, oh my god, you are using your time for just that. Obviously, it's the same. She doesn't have the maturity to understand that the things that she is looking is, how can I say, garbage,
Yeah.
and that doesn't apport anything to her.
Well,
So
that's yeah, it's a reality, and the important thing is that you are looking at that reality. That is what is truly important of this situation. That you notice what is going on, and then the question is, if we take action. Of course, you say, well, that's not truly my problem because that's someone else's problem. Yeah, but that problem can eventually affect us. You say, multiply that kid for 30 million kids. So in 5 years, you're going to have 30
yeah,
million criminals, right? Potentially speaking. That's pretty dramatic, what I'm saying, of course.
yeah,
But
but it's true.
I mean, you don't know what's going to happen with that kid, right? If he or she continues looking at those things, which you can only
Hmm.
imagine what can there be. So, what are we doing today to prepare a good future tomorrow, right? And it's not that you're going to take every kid and educate him or give him a spanking or tell him, give him a speech or a sermon. Of course not. But massively speaking, what can we do? I don't know. It's a question for reflection. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Mitch, Mickey, as usual, very, very interesting topics. It'd be nice if one day you show some of these videos to your dad or your mom and discuss them with them, discuss these issues with them. I'm sure you do, of course. But
Mhm.
challenge your dad one day to discuss them in English. Tell, hey dad, let's talk about this in English. He's got a good English level too, right? So
Yeah. Well, probably if he read it, will understand it. But if he only listen, it probably could be a little bit more difficult for him. But I think that he can handle it.
yeah, no, he can. He has a good level. He's a smart man.
Yeah.
Well, okay, as usual, good conversation, Mitch, Mickey.
Thank you very much, teacher, for your
Thank you,
time.
teacher.
See you when Friday.
Fridays,
Yes,
thanks.
teacher, it's okay.
Okay, and then we decide on Friday for the one remaining class that we have pending, right?
Yes, teacher.
Okay,
Which,
well,
how many classes we have pending?
how many Mickey are pending?
Mm,
One.
I think one because we did four last week, right?
Um,
yeah, I think that just one.
Okay, well, so we decide on Friday when we have it, right? Is
Yes,
that
teacher.
okay?
It is
Okay, well,
perfect.
take care, Mitch, Mickey, enjoy, have a nice day, and see
have a nice
you
day, teacher.
Friday morning.
You too, teacher.
Oh,
Take care.
over,
Take
you
care.
don't know if you can, you guys can do it tomorrow?
Instead of Friday,
No, it was Thursday and Friday. I don't have to
Thursday.
have classes on Sunday and Saturday.
No, I can't tomorrow because I'm gonna go to Leon to deliver some tickets that I sold. So
Oh,
no,
okay.
I can't.
Okay, well, so see
Friday
you
then.
Friday then. Okay, well, you guys enjoy, have a wonderful day, take care. See